Hello and welcome to Talking Crass. Beat, we're here. It's another episode, or should I say mini episode, of the podcast. This time, Game of Thrones.
I've worked out how to get podcast results out.
Right, come on then.
I'm more talkative with more sugar in us. So I'm getting sugary donuts down as before we start podcasting.
Beat, you're sitting here slanging 3
It's quite late at night.
Krispy Kremes in.
Sometimes you got to just get a sugary Krispy Kreme right up, yeah.
Okay.
And once it's in you, you're running like a nuclear bomb, how?
Right, Beat.
I'll suffer the consequences later.
It's gonna be a quick one though, because
Yes, let's go.
we tried to smash in 30 minutes. We ran a poll, Beat,
Yes,
didn't we?
we did.
It got a few votes.
How many?
Do you want to know who the person we're going to discuss in this podcast is going to be?
Hit me word. Even though I already know because I have to research all the points on them.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, Beat, as always, we whack 4 names into a poll and we get our fans off Twitter to vote for who they want to hear more about. Now, these are normally side characters, not main characters, because they're really the characters that people probably wouldn't
Necessarily know much information about.
know much information about. And because you're a massive Game of Thrones nut, then... So, 25% Davos Seaworth.
Got ya.
25% Jaime Lannister.
What a side character.
25% Jorah Mormont.
Fair play.
25% Lord Varys the Spider.
Got no penis.
So it's all even.
Brilliant.
We're not going to do 4.
Right.
Right. So we literally looked at the 4 and we thought what would be the most interesting to discuss.
Right.
So we've picked Jorah Mormont.
Brilliant.
Take it away, Beetroot, with your facts about Jorah Mormont.
Well, first of all, I didn't want to pick Jaime Lannister because he's not a side character. Just ridiculous.
Yeah,
Anyway.
because you think he's the most important person in Game of Thrones.
Moving on. First point. Actually, first point before we get at the point section.
Okay.
He looks a bit different in the books. He's described differently.
Right, so how...
Apparently he has thick black hair.
Okay.
He's very much bald.
Well, Mormonts are meant to have black hair, aren't they?
Aye, with the bear-like.
Yeah.
He's a big old bear man. I don't think
Big,
the actor who plays
Not
Jorah's... I'm talking muscle-bound dickhead, Mike. Can't turn away his own hair, so... And the bear-like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
We've
you.
got like wrists as big as the legs.
Yep.
Popeye arms.
Scratch the arses on trees films.
That's it, aye?
Got ya.
Eat lots of fish.
Got ya.
Anyway, moving on. We begin with Jorah marrying into House Glover.
Mm-hmm.
So House Glover,
Why haven't I heard of House Glover
House
before?
Glover, the sage was a glove,
Yeah.
gloved fist, an
Right,
iron
okay.
fist.
Okay.
We saw them last season. Jon goes to them to ask for forces to help him battle the Boltons.
You ghosted me.
You ghosting us, motherfucker. I'll bleed you. Anyway, he's unsuccessful because he rations that... Rations? Jon's unsuccessful in his bid to get the forces of the Gloves to fight for him
Right.
because they fought for Robb,
Okay.
and Robb died
Right.
horribly. They lost a son, I believe, and they were like, screw that, the Starks are dead. We're not helping you.
Yes.
Anyway, all goes well for them. Beg forgiveness, Jon's let them back in the house. That's how we know the Glovers. So, Jorah, first marriage is to a lady in House Glover. Don't know the name, you'll have to
Right.
find that out.
Okay.
Unsuccessful in producing an heir. She dies in the 3rd time of childbirth.
Right.
So 3rd stillborn kills her.
Jesus, that's rough, that, like.
So that changes his character into kind of always having a strong determination in who he loves to
Right,
protect them, basically.
okay.
Makes him more protective. I suppose that's what I'm reading from it.
So does that mean that he doesn't go looking for... Because he's had his heart broken before?
Not
which is,
broken
it's
by
also
that,
mentioned in the
just-
series, he's very... When it comes to like women and stuff like that,
Yeah.
he's very sceptical, isn't he?
I wouldn't say sceptical. I
The
say
only person
he
who-
follows them blindly.
The only person who got his heart was bloody Daenerys.
Well,
And I think any
she's
man
like
on
the
the
4th person.
any man on the planet would.
Fair play. I mean, absolutely.
Okay, maybe
I think every lass on the planet would now.
probably, yeah.
Not when she's 14 though, John.
She's not fought in the shore bead,
Correct.
but in the book she is.
How old's Amelia Clark?
Hold on. Does he fancy her in the books?
Yes.
And she's 14.
That's weird. Wait,
Keep going, Pete.
I'm not sure about the ages there. He definitely loves her in the books. Like,
Yes.
properly loves her. Not that much back. Daenerys doesn't
Does
much love
Daenerys
him.
grow up much in the books as books go on?
Yes, I think so.
So it's like
but
one,
I don't know what
one
age.
book go to another for like, is it like 5 years?
I don't know the
or
precise age at which Jorah's beginning to get the hots for her.
Right.
Alright? Right, next point. Jorah becomes Lord of Bear Island after his father steps down and goes to the Night's Watch. So that's the next little important moment in history.
By the way, just want to throw one in. Obviously, everyone will know who Jorah Mormont is.
Oh, sorry,
But it's-
Geo Moment, that's his father.
Oh, okay. You talking about Geo or are you talking about Jorah?
Jorah becomes Lord after his father,
Right.
Geo, steps down and goes to the Night's Watch.
I was just going to say Jorah Mormont's the guy who got grayscale.
Yes, he
Just
is.
in case people don't understand who Jorah Mormont is.
Correct.
Cool.
Khaleesi.
Yeah.
That's me, Jorah Moment impression.
Very good impression, Beat.
Thank you. Next point.
Just roll repeat, there's no points to this, it's just you describing as...
Huge one, this. Biggest. The reason I want to talk about him, really. Knighted during the Greyjoy Rebellion.
Right.
So, do you know much about this, John?
Beat, I know absolutely nothing about the Greyjoy Rebellion.
He's the crack. War of the Usurper begins.
Is Euron Greyjoy in this fight?
Not Euron.
Okay.
Wait, that's a good question. I don't know where he is. There'll be a video on it. Go and find it.
Okay.
So, War of the Usurper begins. Robert overthrows the Targaryen Mad King.
Right.
Lannisters turn their backs on them.
Yep.
Joins forces with Robert at the last moment. Ned's obviously helping. During this time, the Greyjoys seize an opportunity because they believe Robert won't be liked by the people. So they're like, we're going to rebel. And we're going to take Iron Islands of Pike for ourselves.
Alright, so the Greyjoys weren't originally from Pike?
No, they're originally there, but they want their own shindig. So, you know when Rob was King of the North, all he wanted
Right.
was
So you've got King of the North.
to hold dominion of the
Then
North.
You want to be Queen or King of the
They want to
Seven,
make it separate.
and they just want their separate nation.
Correct.
Got ya.
So they want to be separate from the Seven Kingdoms. So this is known as the Greyjoy Rebellion. Goes terribly... This is Balon Greyjoy, by the way, who starts this. Theon's father,
Theon's dad,
who was... Spoilers. So basically, Theon's dad, Balon, who, spoilers, was murdered by Euron at the bridge a couple of seasons ago.
Threw him straight off a bridge
Straight
into
off.
misty darkness, Speed.
He...
Cracked his head on a rock.
Everything goes wrong for the Greyjoys. They're not strong enough. They get pushed back to the Iron Islands. So in his castle. What happens next? The goddamn...
It's not a good place to be, the Iron Islands either, Beat.
No,
is
it's a total shithole. I
it?
don't know
Dirty,
why you would want that.
It's wet. It's misty. There mustn't be much golf played on it.
No, not at all, mate. Anyway, moving along.
Okay.
So the reason this rebellion's so important, I wanted to bring it up, is the Siege of Pike has like loads of main characters in from the Game of Thrones series, and I believe would be a great little kind of spin-off season of Game of Thrones to go into the history of Westeros and just see this Battle of Pike. So the Siege of Pike.
Mate, what's happening is from what I'm watching
Yes.
on Game of Thrones at the minute,
Uh-huh.
they're very, very deliberately getting to a point where they're going to end this, and then they're going to do the Rhaegar story.
Possibly.
More than likely. Maybe Dan and Dave will drop out of it, but they will do that.
But to name a few characters that are in the Siege of Pike, first through the door. Do you want to take a guess who's first through the door? Like right at the forefront, leading the van?
I'm going to say it is...
You won't get this right, by the way.
Sir Barristan Selmy.
Very good shout, but no. I believe he's in the fight. So we've got Forrest of Mere
Forrest and me.
charging through with a fire sword. How?
Oh, right. Is that where you've got all the pictures of him with the fire sword? Is it from that battle?
I think so.
Yeah.
But
Is the dude with him who brings him back to life or not?
Beric Dondarrion?
Yeah.
No, he hasn't met him yet.
Okay.
He could be there though, because everyone's here. We have Jorah not far behind him, leading in. Who's next? Jaime is there,
Lannister.
fighting.
Okay.
Ned,
Ned's there
Eddard
as
Stark
well.
there fighting. Robert Baratheon. He's
So
gone
all
off the crown.
All the main characters.
All the main
in this
characters are at the
story
siege of
bloody
Pike.
and just trying to take
It's
it down.
unbelievable. Stannis Baratheon
Is
is
there as well?
hitting them in the water.
Really?
It's unbelievable how. And I believe Barristan Selmy, but don't quote us on that because I'm not sure.
The greatest swordsman in Westeros.
Correct.
God rest his soul.
So on the Battle of Pike, obviously the win because they've got every goddamn power player there.
Yes.
They're completely ruined.
Every boss.
Due to Jorah's bravery, it leads to him being knighted there and then on the field of battle by Robert himself.
Alright, cool.
Cool as hell. That is how he becomes Sir Jorah Mormont.
Nice.
This also leads Theon to become fostered by the Starks because to stop Balon Greyjoy starting another rebellion, they have Theon as a hostage.
Yeah.
So because Ned's vulnerable,
Hostage
he treats him as a child
Right, I get it.
of the Starks. That's why he grows up with them.
Okay.
Little bit of tidbit. Next main point. There's a tourney held as a celebration for winning this Battle of Pike and stopping the Greyjoy Rebellion. This is where Jorah falls in love with his second wife, Lyness Hightower. Lyness Hightower.
Can she make different noises with her voice?
I don't
Like a
know
helicopter,
what that means.
like a helicopter and a gun.
Is that a police
Academy Hightower.
joke?
Dude is called Hightower.
Is he called Hightower? Wait, what's the actor called? What's the actor
I
called?
don't know, but he's a goddamn hero.
Right, 2 secs. Goddamn Michael Winslow, of course.
We're seeing a lot of goddams this episode,
Mate,
by the way.
it's Michael goddamn Winslow.
I don't think blasphemy is a good thing, though.
No, it is not.
But we don't mean it like that.
I mean, just words.
On Urban Dictionary, it's got nothing to do with religion anymore.
Does it not?
No.
And that's a sign of the times.
There you go, moving on.
If you want to be religious, it's completely up to you.
You can either follow the
There's
seven,
no problem with
or you
it.
can follow the old gods.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Let's get on with it. Anyway, Lyness Hightower.
Right, Hightower Police Academy marries her.
Hightower. Jorah marries Michael Winslow, right?
Right.
This is where things get fucked up. So he takes her, boom, 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 back up to Bear Island in the north.
Yep.
She doesn't really like it because they've gotten out there. They're not a
Yes.
powerful house. She came from a really rich house.
Oh, this is the bitch.
Total bitch. She basically drains Jorah dry because she wants all these wealthy items.
She sounds like a woman beat.
Wow.
I'm joking, all women are great.
Is that your opinion based off your previous encounters with women, John?
Yes.
And relationships?
Yes.
We'll go no further. So, to fund this bitch,
Okay.
he begins to sell animal poachers which have been imprisoned on Bear Island. Obviously, you can't poach bears because it's Bear Island.
Right, so
People
they
are coming
go
to Bear
try and get
Island
a
to
bear skin.
poach them for bear skins. Jorah's locking their asses up. After he's locked them up, he then sells them into slavery to fund his money-hungry wife. Bad times.
Who finds out about this beat?
This causes Ned Stark to seek justice as slavery has been outlawed in Westeros for centuries.
Right, okay.
So, this leads him to having to flee with his wife to Essos.
Is that where the Khal Drogo and all them are?
Yes, the east, basically.
Yes.
And he becomes disgraced, his knighthood's taken away, and he's no longer lord of... what's the place called?
Bear Island.
He's no longer lord of Bear Island. Before popping off to Essos, he leaves...
Ancestors, ancestral.
Ancestral.
Yes.
So basically, he's got a Valyrian sword. Valyrian steel sword named Longclaw.
I've heard of Longclaw beat.
Before fleeing, he leaves it at House Mormont. It ends up in the hands of Geo at the Night's Watch, who then in turn gives it to our boy, Jon Snow. So Jon Snow, all this time, has had the Mormont longsword, or the hand and a half sword as I like to call it,
Hand and a half sword.
the bastard sword,
Also known as bastard sword beat.
which is actually
Used to have a-
really
used to have a-
Jorah's.
Used to have a bear on the pommel.
Used to
but
have a
the
bear on the pommel, swapped it
Geo
out
swapped the pommel for a white wolf.
as a gift to Jon for saving his life against the White at the Night's Watch.
This is going to be interesting, babe, because obviously he's come back into it a little bit now. Will he want to claim the sword back?
That's a great point. This is why I like Game of Thrones. It creates great characters, and it makes you meet them up in weird ways, like how Jon's got hit Jorah's sword. It's just
Do you know
ridiculous.
what worries me, though, babe?
Cool, man.
Do you know what worries me?
What?
Obviously, we'll get into this. Listen up, people.
mate.
We'll talk about more in a little while.
Yes.
But let's just say there's a Mormont sword out of Jon's hands with Daenerys at the minute.
Good grief.
We'll move on, babe.
So where was I? He flees to Essos, where he's been disgraced, knighthood's taken away, he's sick of his life. He becomes a sellsword to fund his wife, again, in Essos.
Right, so he's just fighting for money in the pits and stuff like
Absolutely. Unfortunately, some big rich bastard comes and takes his wife away. So he's left completely by himself.
Right.
And he ends up spying on Daenerys Targaryen.
For the Lannisters?
For the Spider, in
for the
hope
Spider.
of returning to Westeros, regaining his honour, and regaining his wife with that honour and money and power.
Right, so he
again,
still
it's
wants
all
that
for his wife.
back.
Aye. But after he ends up becoming buddy with Daenerys, he believes she's the true queen, starts to fall in love with her truly, and we start Game of Thrones, the season TV show.
And then, so that goes on the TV show.
And that is a history of my boy, Jorah, who's a legend. There you go, mate.
So, where do you reckon he stands now, B? Obviously, anyone listening to this show, as we put in the tags, we're starting from season 7, so we expect you to know kind of what's happened before.
Yes. In the TV show.
Yeah. He got grayscale.
Yeah.
Samwell's sorted that now.
He has, apparently,
Apparently.
So quick.
Where do you think he's going? Where do you think this character's going, babe?
Straight back to Storm's... Sorry, not Storm's End. Straight back to Dragonstone.
Yeah.
Straight up.
That's the point I was making. I was going to make it when we talk about the...
Should we just talk about it a little bit more when we get onto it? Or is that enough anyway?
We can do. But I think it's a bit of a double bluff for me. I've been called out, by the way, on this.
What?
Saying who's going to die.
Right.
And he's been cued to the dragon scale.
Right.
I don't see what more of an arc he's got.
That's a good point.
Do you know what I mean?
Other than return to Daenerys.
It feels like he's treading water a little bit now. He's going to return to Daenerys.
Right.
But I obviously...
Where's he go from there?
I can see them using him as a character which is liked, and he's got... You think everyone's a high now because he's got rid of grayscale, and then bang, chop back down.
Right.
That might well happen. We'll see. I don't know.
Well, for me, that's what I say last episode. Cued and skewered, mate.
Cued and skewered.
Cued's prophecies come true. When will the skewered part? Let's go.
So does that wrap him up, Pete?
Let's wrap it up. Did we get into the third episode of Game of Thrones, mate?
Season 7, episode 3. We're going to dive right into it.
Let's go. First point. Jon and Tyrion back once again.
I like this scene, Pete.
Like I was saying before, like I always stayed. I love me goddamn meetups.
You do, and now there's a hell of a lot of meetups going on this season.
I love that.
It's taken 7 seasons, but we're getting we're getting somewhere. We're finally getting somewhere.
Absolutely.
Or is it happening too fast?
Oh my goodness.
We'll discuss that later.
I loved in the first season, the first couple of episodes when Jon's talking to Tyrion. It's unreal.
Because the two cast-offs really aren't.
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
Both kind of
although the different people,
the ugly ducklings
from different backgrounds, they are the ugly ducklings
of the family houses. Aye. All dwarfs are bastards in their father's eyes, if I may quote Tyrion myself.
Be White Jungle at Night's Watch, just to try and mate himself.
He thought it was honourable, he thought it was like...
Because didn't the uncle, is it Brandon, another uncle, Brandon? Is it? I want to say Brandon.
Cold hands, basically.
Cold hands, aye. Did he convince him to go on?
I don't know if he convinced him.
It was more of like mate yourself and a man, wasn't it?
I don't think he would want him there because he knows how rough and hostile it is. But Jon believes it's like a really honourable place to be, and it's really well kind of portrayed.
And then when you get there,
it's a total shithole. There's like rapists alongside you, and he hates it. Yeah. So he's really conned into becoming a brother of the Night's Watch.
Yeah.
There you go. What were you saying? I can't remember where we're at.
Just about the Jon Tyrion meet scene.
Unreal. Good to see characters like that back.
A little bit of a jibe at each other, and it's like, where'd you get that scarf from?
It reminds us. Remember the first season when Robert was talking to Ned? He's like, "You've grown fat."
And
they start laughing. I thought it was like that.
I just watched that today, by the way. I just rewatched that.
Did you watch the first episode?
Not the first episode.
Just that scene.
That scene.
Probably in my recommended YouTube because I watched it.
I thought that might be mine. And then obviously that leads to what we run about.
Next point, right? This is your baby, but my point because you told us to write it down.
John losing Longclaw.
No, I have not. Do you want to move on to that? Oh Jesus, I've broke something.
You just nearly broke everything.
Right.
You nearly broke our podcasting lives.
We can do that ourselves.
Oh, they already broken. He loses Longclaw. That's to take the weapons off him. Now this made me feel a bit
Right.
because he's my point. We've talked about Jorah Mormont.
Yes.
Right? Mormont, Q to Grayscale.
Right.
He's now heading towards Daenerys. It's his sword. The sword is out of Jon's hands.
Right.
What's Daenerys going to do?
Give it as a present back for returning.
That's what I'm thinking, because he's going to see the sword and he's going to know that's my sword.
He's also got bad... Obviously, remember, he doesn't exactly knight Ned Stark because Ned Stark banished him. And Ned Stark's son, well, kind of half-son, whatever.
So we'll see.
Understand that, but personally, I think Jorah's too honourable. If he goes, G.O. give that sword to you for protecting his life, then I think he'll give him to it.
Okay.
I don't think he'll find himself worthy of it, you know what I mean?
What was your point you're going to want to be? That was just my little point about that.
Next point, Tyrion's chain. So this point
isn't
my point, it's your point.
I paused it and I was like, Beat, what is this on the beach? And then you explain things to us. Now this is a cool little bit, sorry to put in, Beat.
Yeah.
If people watch the episode back, right, and this could be foreshadowing what's going to happen later on this season.
Right.
Total just speculation out there, by the way. But I saw like a massive, it was like
a big chain.
Big anchors, chains down there.
Right.
I was like, what the hell is that? We paused it was very deliberately done by the show.
Do you think? I mean, you don't not show anything. I mean, you don't pay money on scenes.
And then you explained, which I didn't know anything about, Tyrion's actually hatched a plan. Is it in the books that he's hatched a plan?
Right, so here's the crack. There's one of two things this can be. It's either
nothing.
Some sort of,
it's either
nothing.
Either just rocks.
It's just rocks, or it's some sort of like little docking system where you drag boats onto the beach by using that chain.
Yeah, could be nothing.
Or two, it's actually like the Mark II of Tyrion's chain. So Tyrion's chain is something he used in the Battle of Blackwater in season 2 to defeat Stannis' attacks on the not Castle Rock. What's it called? To stop Stannis' attacks on King's Landing.
King's Landing, the Red Keep.
So in the books, it goes into great detail on how he's getting all these blacksmiths to forge this like absolutely huge chain. And what it does is it traps ships into a bay, which allows them to use dragonfire to burn them all alive.
Yep.
Of course, sorry, not dragonfire, wildfire. Of course, this time round, he'll just trap them in
wildfire
and use a dragon to do the exact same effect. So that could be foreshadowing, or it could be just nothing at all. Nothing at all. What makes me think it's nothing is I don't believe there'll be a dragon stone much longer. Personally, right. So I don't think that plan will be hatched up until the point they leave. Okay.
As they're walking up that, like as they're having a conversation, walking up the steps as well, be.
Yes.
I've just picked out that I heard Tyrion say, "If I was your first hand," to Jon, and it could be nothing, but it felt like some, because obviously when they first met each other, like we were saying before, two ugly ducklings.
Yeah.
Struck up a friendship straight away. I know he's got Sir Davos, who's a legend.
Yeah.
But if things go awry, maybe you'll see Tyrion with Jon Snow. I don't know.
More than likely. Daenerys is looking like a total bitch.
You know what I mean? Just in case. That's one to think about. Again, just speculation.
Next point. Jon's first experience of dragons needed music.
You hated this beat, didn't you?
Tyrion's, back in season 5, was much more effective.
And that's when he was with, again, Jorah Mormont going down the stream.
He was in Valeria, and the ruins of Valeria.
And that's where he got, when Jorah got Grayscale.
Yeah.
You see
Drogon.
First time Tyrion sees Drogon
and
fly
it's
over.
just like you got the Targaryen music in the background, and it's just like emotional, really.
Do you not think
really well done.
Do you not think they did it just to catch people like unawares, mate?
I don't like that. It does it for shock value, and it's also just part of as a
what
joke.
Do we always say on this? You've got to have a jump scare in there.
You've got to have a jump scare. And it's just put off as a joke. Tyrion's like, I'd say you get used to them, but you don't really.
Aye.
It's like, boom. I'm like, this is the first time Jon's seen dragons. Again, it's one of them moments. I'm thinking in my head, how is he going to react? I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to see his face when he sees a dragon.
Yeah.
And he played it well, but I wanted a little bit more emotion in there rather than just the butt of a joke. Next point. Is Jon going to die? ? The episode title was Queen's Justice. This point is important.
Right.
So either I'm reading too much into it, or just tinfoil hatting it. The descriptions of each episode are important.
Right.
In previous episodes...
So they not want to go a bit double bluffy a bit?
Possibly.
That's what I'm thinking.
In previous episodes, there is titles used as like double entendres kind of thing, if that's the right way of putting it. So they'll have double meanings. Examples of that would include... So for example, in last season, season 6, episode 2 is titled Home. In that season, we get Bran having flashbacks of House Stark and Lyanna. But also, in that same episode, Jon Snow comes back alive, back to home. So, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It'll always have double meanings. But then you've got usually,
anyway.
So
Queen's Justice, right? You've got Cersei.
Yes.
Who
Queen.
Got the Sand Snakes.
That's the Queen's Justice.
But that's for killing... is it Marcella?
Marcella? Marcella Wallace.
But you've also got...
which is the obvious thought. You obviously think that's...
Olenna Tyrell. When she has that little quip at the end.
Is she Queen?
Yes, she is. Lady Tyrell.
I don't know if she's Queen.
Well,
Queen of Highgarden.
She has a... Because she's Queen, she's in charge.
I don't know if she's Queen, though. I don't know. I think she's Lord and Lady.
You've got Lady Olenna, who has the...
You have a Lord and Lady.
Quip at the end.
Anyway, right.
Right, so that's my point. Moving on.
Right, quick point is, we were thinking it was Daenerys. Queen's Justice was Jon was going to die, because obviously it's an overthrown. And then we were like, Sansa, oh, she's Queen of Winterfell now, because Jon's gone down here. So is Sansa going to kill Baelish? Is that a Queen's Justice? But no, it was exactly what we thought it was. It was just Cersei.
There you go.
Moving on. Melisandre's prophecy. I have to die in this country, just like you. What's that all about?
Speaking of
Varys the Spider Eye. What's that all about?
Do you reckon she's seen that in the flames that he's...
She must have, but she's seen a lot of things in the flames that haven't come true.
But didn't you make a point as well? Not really spoilers, just people speculating that he is Targaryen, isn't he?
Not necessarily a bastard Targaryen, so Blackfire. But I don't know. There's more into that. I can't talk about.
Blackfire, that's a totally different storyline. If you
want
to look into it, just go on Game of Thrones Blackfire and do your research.
There's a lot of stuff I need to research.
You missed the best line of the TV show out.
What was that?
When Daenerys is being introduced by Missandei, going like Queen of Dragons,
Breaker of Chains, Stormborn,
and then you've got Ser Davos who just goes, "This is Jon Snow." He's king of the north.
That sums both them up perfectly, doesn't it?
Me and you were creased when we were watching it.
So I've got this come up in the next scene. Just Jon and Dany is the next point.
Do you think they're going to get together?
No.
With her being his auntie?
Yes, correct.
Mate,
that's still speculation.
Well, at the end...
In the show, we know that Lyanna is the mother. Yes. We have no idea that Rhaegar's the father.
Right.
Okay?
But...
Everything points to that, but we don't know yet.
I'm going to say...
Concrete.
I'm going to say 100% it's concrete.
Absolutely, yeah.
It is, right? So I'm going to make that point. But it's like the way they look at each other and stuff like that.
There's something there.
And when she looked back at him when he was walking away...
Right.
There's something there. But he's a pretty hot guy. And she's a pretty hot girl.
Right.
So if you didn't know you were like related...
You'd get in there.
The two of them would probably get in there.
Right.
So it's a bit of a weird situation, isn't it? And also, with Game of Thrones, you've got obviously
incest
Jaime,
all over.
Yeah,
but these are conflicted characters who are still good. You care about them, but they do bad things all the time, like weird, disgusting.
I've got a feeling it's swaying that way. Like,
in my opinion, George R. R. Martin, Jon is the protagonist of the story.
Yes, sir.
He is the Song of Ice and Fire.
He's the long game, isn't he?
I don't think he's going to be incest, personally.
You don't think so?
I think he'll be told by Bran,
and that'll stop anything that's going to happen
before anything happens.
Right,
like
yeah,
that.
That's fair.
Okay,
and then they'll have a mutual respect for each other.
Or they could go into conflict with each other, because then she's no longer the last remaining Targaryen. Right. He's the male heir to the Targaryen dynasty. She gets fucked over. They might start fighting.
He's one for you beat. What do you think she's going to do?
If she
kill everything, like she does every time.
Maybe.
She's a fucking bitch. She's going to die. She will get her comeuppance.
You don't like it, do you?
I hate her. I can't stand her out.
Little point. What is the next point? Why? This is important. Why doesn't Jon reveal he died?
Right, again. Me and you had a bit of a discussion about this.
Right.
Why would you let people on that you're bloody magic? Keep that in reserve.
Keep it in reserve? What do you mean? Don't
Well,
tell her you can come back to life.
Alright, so you meet someone who you could potentially be an enemy with.
Right.
Right? You don't want them knowing your secrets.
Is that the reason why that wasn't said there?
He's probably... And with John, he doesn't want to be this massive, magical bloody... God. He just wants to be a down-to-earth, normal guy. I think he, like, still when it happened, he couldn't really believe it, and he didn't want to believe it, and he didn't want to take it any further. Do you know what I mean? He was like, it's happened, we move on, and if I die again, don't bring us back to life.
Right.
So he's a bit ashamed by it, I think.
Right. I mean, he thinks it's wrong that someone dies once.
If you die, you die. He's a bit ashamed by it, he doesn't know how to
He's also experienced death, so he knows what it's like.
It cuts Baelish and Sansa back at Winterfell, and Sansa shows a bit good leadership.
No, it's just telling him to lever the breastplate, which is and shit cool. Like that.
I love Baelish as well.
I think he's 100% dead this season.
Do you reckon?
Nailed on. Sansa's going to kill him.
He's too clever, mate.
Sansa's straight up going to kill him.
He's plotting and scheming already, mate.
Next couple of episodes, maybe even 100%. He's gone. See you later.
I loved how he just said, look, the fight is always going on in your mind. Don't relax. Always think that someone's going to kill you from every side.
That's just
always think about everything. Just his crack. You just get a little insight into what he thinks all the time.
Like he could wisecrack. We were talking about this before. He could wisecrack the White Walks into going like buddy with him.
Sansa's been through a lot of shit, mate. Yeah. It's really matured her, and she's turned into a badass. Really, she's turned into a leader.
I'm becoming less annoyed at her because she's not there to scold John over doing things.
Yeah, you're fair.
But I agree with you completely in that. Next point. Where we at? What happens with Theon? So Theon's just hide on the ship.
They're just like
20 seconds.
We're going to pull you out because you're going to die, but we're not going to have out to do with you because you've gone against what we stand for, you little pussy. That's what it was.
It's weird though. The Greyjoys would act that way. They would usually just not even pick him up.
Yeah.
Weird.
I loved how comically villain Euron was when he was coming down when he was. Is it the Red Keep? Is the Red Keep?
That's going to the Red Keep.
Going to the Red Keep. Aye. And obviously had blowing kisses at him, and he's blowing kisses back and stuff like that. He's absolutely brilliant. And he has a little jibe with Jamie as well, doesn't he?
Was just she lighting up the boat. So that was my next point. Euron is out of a comic book. I prefer more relatable villains. Makes them more interesting. Plus, I hate his dumb gear.
So you don't like him? You don't like Euron?
It's not that I don't like him. He's very similar to Ramsay. I think obviously, Ramsay's an evil character.
This guy's interesting though.
In what way?
Ramsay was interesting, but in a really sadistic way. You were scared every time he's on screen.
Right.
This guy's just a comic book villain. So far, it's like he is again.
But these
characters, goddamn Darth Vader.
These characters have nothing more to them than doing evil things in the story.
Right.
At least Ramsay...
mate, this guy's playing the game.
At least Ramsay always... Well, no, he was a total maniac. I'm trying to think of a good example. If you think Jaime Lannister's a villain, I think he's more complex because he does honourable things.
Okay.
But then he also shags his sister and murders people.
This guy, Euron Greyjoy, is playing the game though.
Right.
Do you think he wants to marry Cersei?
But he's playing the game and going and twirling his little moustache.
That's his character.
It's just ridiculous.
He's mental.
I know, but I'd like a more interesting character personally. Next point. Didn't like Cersei's punishment of Oberyn's paramour.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
So this point is in relation to the goddamn sand snake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting goddamn Cersei, the most evil person in the whole of Game of Thrones. Oh, there's another point, by the way. Cersei's made humane by her children. There you go. More interesting. Getting back to it. More relatable.
Right.
Getting back to it. I'm expecting it to pull both of her arms off and then rape her and knock her teeth out and crush her skull in.
But the matter is that she is making that glass, the sand snake, go through what she went through.
That's understandable.
It's not a Game of Thrones death. It's what Cersei wants. But she wants the girl to understand what it's like to lose your daughter. But
that's just putting the balance of the scales back in. That's doing what was done to you, which is probably fair. This is Cersei. I'm talking what she did to goddamn Shame Girl.
Right.
You know how she was kind of left in that dungeon and she was getting fingers broken by the mountain,
Oh.
and you didn't even know what was happening to her. She was just shut behind a door.
Yes.
That's what I was expecting her justice was going to be.
Right.
Unfortunately, in my opinion, it was a little underwhelming. Even though it's a terrible fate to have, poisoned, I think it could have been worse. I was expecting much worse, with the title of the episode being The Queen's Justice.
So it's just like Cersei's daughter died of poison, just doing the same thing. That's it.
Right.
That's what the justice is.
Bit boring for my taste. I was
Fair
expecting more
Beat you like
theatricality.
fireworks, bangs, and
Is it bad? In
someone getting fisted
Is
up
it
the arse?
horrendous
that
that I want someone to be raped and their arms torn off and
That's
the teeth
very
knocked
bad
out?
bait. We'll move on.
Moving on. Jamie, no!
Oh,
Don't get your python sucked by that bitch.
you made an interesting point though.
Right.
So in the books, when she gets power crazy, she starts to put weight on and look uglier and stuff like that.
Small spoilers.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I wasn't in the
It's
show
not going to
yet.
happen in the bloody show, is
It
it?
may well.
No, not a chance. It's that actress. She's not going to.
I wanted to put £50 on,
She's
John.
not going to put £50
So
on
she
it.
becomes more hideous the more she loses her children, I believe. Important point to make. Cersei's proper disgusted by Jamie's stump. She hates it.
Really?
Proper disfigured and broken man now.
Aye.
She doesn't really love Jamie, basically.
She's just
And
doing
she's
it for-
just used him all this time
And
as a bodyguard, basically.
Do you think she's going to get rid of him when Euron steps up?
Possibly.
She needs to snap out of it, like.
And,
doesn't he?
and Jamie's a complete fool. He is in complete love with
Yeah.
her. It's just daft,
He
man.
needs
And the only reason Cersei's sleeping with her now is to prove to Jamie that she's not in love with Euron.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter.
He is male though, mate.
Aye,
Do you know what I mean?
absolutely.
He knows he shouldn't do it, but then when that girl's got a mouth around his penis,
It's not a girl,
it's very
John.
hard to say no.
It's his goddamn twin sister.
Oh, you're right.
Alright? Level that
I'm
one
kinda-
out, yeah. Unless you want... No, I'm not even going to go there.
Move on, B, quickly.
Iron Bank has been played... Oh, shit. Sorry.
What?
Right, possible speculation spoilers for next episode. But the Iron Bank will be paid with the wealth of Highgarden.
Right, aye. Yep.
Simple point. That's what I'm predicting.
So that's because you saw them hiding gold in.
gold
didn't
in, yeah. So that's probably where they're getting the money from. Because Castle Rock is completely done with. Castle Rock used to be... The Lannisters used to be the richest house in Westeros.
That's
Because
just a castle now.
because they stole that castle from someone. Land the Clever, I think it was called. I don't know, that's a real historic shit. Basically, they mined all the gold out of it, so it's completely worthless now, and they have no money. So they've played a good old trick on the old Tyrells.
Yeah.
Next point. Bran's return was weird. Again, it lacked emotion. Plus, Three-Eyed Raven acting so weird. Just gonna reminisce over the time you were raped, Sansa.
Didn't you get this?
What
at all?
is that all about?
Wasn't he normal when he was with that lass who he like loves?
Oh, the Reed's
Who-
daughter.
I've got no idea who that is.
Mira
But
Reed.
They just appeared and helped them.
There's importance in that family, by the way. Howland Reed, friends with Ned Stark. It's something going on there. I don't know what it is,
Anyway,
but something's going
they
on.
turn out to know where I've got now. Maybe we should do a side character discussion
We
on
probably should. They're a really important house.
them. But the point I'm going to make is, was he that much of a dick to her? Because he comes back and he's like pretend to be this 8-year-old man. I mean, see, I haven't seen you for like
Right.
5 to 6 years,
Yes.
right? What I'll probably do is come in and I'll be like, I'm the Three-Eyed Raven. I can see everything. And you're going, what the fuck are you talking like that for? Do you know what I mean? That's how
I know,
would
I
happen.
know.
It came across so weird.
Is it meant to be is it meant to show how much he's changed as a person? Is he losing his humanity by becoming the Three-Eyed Raven?
That must be it.
But that's not what I want to see. He's no longer a Stark if he's acting like that. I want to see... You know when Jon hugged Sansa and they were talking about the stew they would
Yes.
make? That's it. That gives us that. I'm
We all-
happy with that.
we all
I'm
love
loving
stew.
that.
We
You
all
play-
love stew.
The Stark thing played. That was good enough for me. But then he's like, "Oh, you were so lovely on that night when you were raped." Like, what is that all about? Just thought it was a little weird.
Just a way to obviously tell Sansa that
He knows
he is the
he's got
Three-Eyed
that power.
Raven.
There's better ways, John.
It's like when you tell me, like, I'm the Three-Eyed Raven. So I'm going, what the hell, yeah? Well, I'm the Four-Eyed
All right,
Crocodile.
Next point. Right. Last point.
Yeah.
Last point. Right.
Okay.
Not given enough time to celebrate the capture of Castle Rock.
You hated this bit.
Doesn't sting as much when we find out about Jamie's trick. Boom. Dropping bombshells. So here's an opinion which people may not agree with. I didn't like the episode ending at all.
Yeah.
I liked what happened in it, but it was just way too quick. Like, I've ridiculed the last 2 episodes for being slow.
Mm-hmm.
This was like, oh, we've captured the castle.
So
Tyrion's talking over the top of it. I can't let that settle in because Tyrion's talking.
that was weird.
Why can't we just have the battle? Then we have the shock realization all the troopers are gone without Tyrion telling us or Jamie telling us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have like Euron ships come in right in the end of another episode or something like that. It was just too quick for me.
Are you happy though, B? Because in previous episodes, what they're doing is they're keeping one big battle in a season.
I understand.
And hiding all the money into it.
Yes.
They're making one big battle episode.
Which is Cersei and Dany.
Which is going to probably be that.
Yes.
Are you not happy that you got to see that little glimpse of both battles? Because
you think it's a gift?
They could have done it like Robb Stark when he was in charge.
Yes.
And he was going into battle with the Lannisters. It was like, I'm going into battle in the Lannisters, and then he comes back with a bit of a dirty face.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you're seeing out.
I know.
So they could have quite easily done that. So
right.
Maybe I'm happy that they got a little bit more, like drained a little bit of the budget and put that in.
That's a good counter argument. Personally, I thought it was too quick and important of a plot point because this is the demise. She's lost the Sand Snakes, or Dawn. She's now lost Olenna. That's
right.
2 of her main forces. She's about to lose the goddamn what do you call the what's Grey Worm's lot? Unsullied. So that's all of her free. She's only got the Dothraki.
One of my main points down here is
that's major people just wiped off in 2 episodes.
I've got it written here. Dany's fucked. How stupid is Tyrion and Daenerys to not expect that to happen?
The problem is
there's some stupidity there.
Yes.
And Tyrion's an intelligent man.
He is.
He sent them. They're screwed.
This is good. Because what's important to know is this is Robb Stark's tactic, which Jaime learned from being captured himself.
Right.
So it's that ballsy of a move. I think he learned it from Robb. It would surprise Tyrion even doing that, which would be replicated by the Lannisters.
The one thing I will say, though, be now Jon Snow's got a position of power.
Yes.
Where at the start of the episode he had nothing. Now he's got the cards in his hand.
Absolutely, he does.
Daenerys needs him. He needs the North now. She's lost a hell of a lot of her army.
Can Daenerys just is she going to get to the point where she's like, fuck this, I'm just attacking King's Landing with dragons.
Maybe they're aiming for that, like.
And just become the Mad Queen.
Maybe
maybe
it's like, to get peace, you've got to have a lot of shit go down first.
I mean, that's it. I mean, that's war, innit?
But yeah.
So you think she's going to ask Jon for forces from the north, which she's not going to get?
Aye. She needs more army now.
I suppose so.
But we'll see.
So does she quickly help Jon deal with the White Walkers and then bob down for tea?
I don't think you can quickly sort.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I think you can quickly sort Cersei, but you can't quickly sort the White Walkers.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
And that. Oh, Olenna died. See you later. We got confirmation of Joffrey being killed by her. That was a nice moment.
Nice little reveal.
I thought Jaime was going to literally lob her head off after he found that out, but he kept his honour. That's him being a good character. In the same episode, he shagged his sister, but he also granted an old lady a peaceful and nice death when she was going to be tortured and butchered to death herself.
He's got good in him.
Dichotomy of a character. I enjoy it. That is what I like about Game of Thrones.
Fair.
There you go. That's me piece.
So, do you reckon Cersei's now in the next episode going to go... Do you reckon the big battle will be the next episode?
Episode 4? How many we've got? We've got 7 episodes this season? No, definitely not. Nah. Still building up to it.
If you're Cersei, you're going straight there now, aren't you, really?
I think...
Would you not go straight there now? To be fair,
no.
If you attack Dragonstone, then the dragons would...
Ruin you.
So
obviously,
do you think she's going to wait?
They've got the shield of civilians, remember?
Yes.
So what I think's going to happen is Daenerys has lost one episode. Daenerys lost an episode. She lost Dawn. She lost Olenna. She's kind of going to lose the Unsullied. I think it's now time for the Lannisters to lose somebody powerful.
Right.
Okay? That's my opinion.
I like it.
Alright.
What do you think of the episode, Beaten Hall?
I really enjoyed it. Would have enjoyed it more if they spent a little bit more time at the end. displaying how them two battles went down.
Mm,
Other than that, I enjoyed it.
I think a lot of shit
A
went.
little quick.
I think a lot of shit went down this episode.
It did too much in my opinion.
You saw a lot, and I'm never going to complain about
Okay.
that. After watching The Walking Dead for a season,
We'll get onto that when that comes back.
I think this is the strongest episode so far in the season.
Do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes, Jon and Daenerys meeting up is
I'm
enough.
I'm going to
for
give
me.
it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Like I say, strongest episode. Jon and Daenerys meeting up.
Yep.
You got to see Bran Stark back in Winterfell.
Uh-huh.
And things have gone tits up for Daenerys, so I'm all smiles.
Right. I'm going 6 out of 10.
All right.
Good episode. Would have been better. Daenerys and Jon together is enough for me in one episode. That can make me happy.
Right.
I think they ruined it a bit by rushing them two battles. I honestly did.
There was a few times you looked at me and went,
What is happening?
I hate that.
I didn't like the meet-up.
But you're a snob. That's what
Nah,
you're.
mate. I didn't like the meet-up of Sansa and Bran. That was too
It was
poorly
weird.
done
It was
for me. Just little things like that.
Okay.
Other than that, I did enjoy Jorah's on his way back.
Is our premonition
Jorah
coming
was
true?
healed in
Pete?
one day.
I know. Is our premonition coming true of the books have now been caught up, and now Dan and Dave, who write Game of Thrones, have now got to come up with their own material?
We'll see. This season will be the make or break of them. I'm
We'll
still going
see.
to watch it, whatever happens.
Right, nice. That wraps it up then, Pete. So 7 out of 10 overall.
I suppose so.
And what we'll do now is we'll go into a few fan questions to end the show.
Alright.
Right, so first question, we've got member Crass Haller at Scotty Boy, mate.
He's back again.
And he said, you said Grey Worm would die this episode because he's had his fun.
Is he speaking to me there?
He didn't. Does that mean you know nothing? Hashtag McGregor.
I fudged it.
Did you say that or did I say that?
I don't know.
I think I said it.
I like the joke of you know nothing. Is it Jon Snow or is it Conor
You know
McGregor?
nothing. What I will say, mate, time's still to go.
Oh, big time. Alright, I was wrong about it. Maybe I said it. I can't remember till last episode. It was only a week ago, but I'm only human.
And what we will say is,
Grey Worm is definitely going to die next episode. No, give it 2 episodes. Give it 2 episodes. Grey Worm's dead now.
should
He's
we
toast.
add it to the season? Should we
He's
say
bird food.
he's dead in the season?
Do I get and then I can just see he's dead in the next 500 years. He's going to die of old age, John.
He's had his fun, mate.
You've got to be.
Let's just say he's had his fun.
You've got to be more precise. I'm going to
Okay.
say 2. Gives 2 episodes. Baelish is dead in 2 episodes. Grey Worm's dead in 2 episodes. 100%.
Okay.
Mark them words.
Bold.
I've been wrong before, but I lose nothing for it.
It'll not be the first time, not the last, beat.
You goddamn right it is.
Right,
You
okay.
goddamn right it
We've
is.
got another one, beat.
Right.
From our friends at the NTFTT pod.
Back again.
Top people, give them a listen to. Love the show.
Let's go.
If Jon Snow, Daenerys, and Tyrion were mashed up with Marvel powers / characters, who would they be?
That's a great question. Right, straight up, me first, John.
Do you want to go first, beat?
I've gone Daenerys
Okay.
as Fin Fang Foom,
What?
who's just a dragon in the Marvel
who's
universe.
Fing Fang Fu?
I don't know. I think he's related to Doctor Strange in some way. I
It's
could be
just a-
completely
it's a
wrong
Marvel-
about that.
It's a Marvel Cinematic Universe dragon.
I just know he's not cinematic universe because I haven't seen him yet. I don't think,
Okay.
but I know he's just a dragon. How?
Right, that's fair.
He's just a dragon in the
Okay.
Marvel. A special dragon, mate.
Big well for Daenerys for me, I'd probably go Storm out of the X-Men.
Very good.
You know why? Daenerys Stormborn.
Horrendous.
And just
Don't
got white
like
hair?
It. Hate it.
Moving on.
Next one for me, Tyrion.
Okay.
It's Mordok, people have found it.
That's not got anything to do with being a dwarf, beat, has it?
Nothing at all. I feel bad. He has a freakishly large head. I didn't realise. I was basing it more on just the character himself.
Do you know who I'm picking for Tyrion, beat?
Yes.
The Hulk.
I
Because
like
can you
it.
imagine someone that small turning into something that big
No,
and
I
smashing
can't.
the shit out of things?
Not at all.
Okay.
Is that insensitive in any way?
No, because he's always
I
wanted to be massive.
apologise. Next point. No one.
No, we need to do Jon Snow.
Jon Snow.
Right, beat Jon Snow.
Who's Jon Snow gonna be? Johnny Frost.
Captain America.
Leader of all.
Leader of all, moving on.
I'm gonna say Cyclops out. No. Who could he be? Who could Jon Snow be? So in my opinion, Jon Snow would be the Winter Soldier.
Oh,
like what I've done there.
Yes.
Because in Game of Thrones, he's missing an arm. It's a metal arm replaced by Jorah. Oh wait, no, that never happened.
I thought that was a spoiler. There, I was like,
No,
fucking
imagine.
shut up. He grows a firearm and sword.
Alright, he has long black hair, and he's friends with Steve Rogers. They both got similarities.
Beat Captain America.
We're both intrinsically linked. Is that a word?
You've made up and I like it.
Thank you.
Okay, then. Beat, that wraps the show up.
Excellent.
Can't wait to get into the next episode.
We can't.
So we're working on it, but our next main episode's going to be Dunkirk,
Excellent.
film-wise.
Right.
We may just roll with another Game of Thrones episode,
Where's the bloody Air Force?
and then do that Friday.
Got ya.
Okay? But
Yeah.
we'll see. As always, follow us on Talking Crass on SoundCloud, at Talking Crass on Twitter, Talking Crass on iTunes. Drop us that nice 5-star review.
Or maybe a
Juicy.
4.5.
No, 5 stars. If you're going to review us on less than 5 stars, get out of there.
Or maybe a 4.9. Can you give 4.5 stars or not?
I don't know.
Like
I think
5 stars.
If someone gives you a 5 and someone gives you a 3, you get a 4.5.
Got ya.
That ain't happening. I've been John.
I've been beat.
We need a better ending because that's so
I know,
cheesy.
It's so insert how to do a
I know.
podcast, isn't it? You've been Joan.
Well, I was just gonna go do do doodle do doodle do doodle do.
John and Beat, talking crass, sucking ass. See you later, people.